Let's keep it rolling, BYU Sports Nation, as we welcome in Women's Basketball Associate Head Coach Dan Nielson. It's been too long, my friend.
It has, but I understand why,
Well, Juddy demands camera
That's
time.
the thing. He does. He requires a certain amount a week, and we got to give it to him. So,
Here's what I want to know from you. Bigger deal, snapping the 3-game losing streak or when your Dallas Mavericks traded for Kristaps Porzingis?
There's no question. It's snapping our 3-game losing. I mean, right now the Mavs have a long way to go, but, the Nielsen household was happy with that trade.
Kristaps Porzingis and Luka Doncic?
We're on the right track, so we'll see.
Isn't it kind of crazy to think that you're coaching young ladies that are the same age as Luka Doncic?
That actually is really crazy. it really, when you start to look at it, like I was looking the other day, somebody was talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo, on the Bucks and his age compared to other college players or some of our players here, and you're like, you forget how young some of these players are. It's pretty amazing.
Nuts. Well, the youth of your team has been a pleasant surprise in a lot of ways. Shaylee Gonzalez has been a freshman phenom. Paisley Johnson coming into her own. The guard line has produced consistently game in and game out, and here you are on the bubble with solid wins over TCU and at home against Gonzaga. How do you feel about the overall state or health of the program right now?
I feel the overall state, we're ecstatic. Obviously, losing those 3 games is tough because that's recent. But I think if you'd have told us this is where we'd be at the beginning of the year, we'd have thought that would be really positive. Being on the bubble, if we can get a couple more of these wins, obviously we can get Gonzaga there. We'd be in really good shape. But we have an opportunity, and that's all you can ask for. And the best thing is, like you said, we're a young team, and these are great learning opportunities where for this year and years to come, we're going to have things to look back on and build on. And honestly, I love where we're at. We're excited for this week to get out there.
Not only did you snap the 3-game losing streak against Pacific, but it was one of your best performances on offense and defense. I mean, you guys were scoring at will, and you held a team to season low in that game. What can you take from that game? And we're talking about confidence with Coach Cleveland. What kind of confidence do you take into a pretty important week this week?
I think that's a great point. It's all confidence. I mean, that's what it is. And getting that kind of that mojo back and getting going. Our girls now, it's not just us saying you can do this. There's something to point to and say,
you've done this.
You've done this. It's not like, 6 games ago you did it. You did it on Saturday. And that energy and that level of fight, both offensively and defensively, I mean, that's what we're going to need this week. I mean, Portland, we have to ignore the record because they're crazy, great shooting team, and they're tough. And
they showed you in Provo how good of a shooting team they can be.
They've done it to several teams, and they maybe haven't closed games out, but this will be a tough road games this week, and so getting that confidence back was huge.
What do you feel like is the major point of emphasis in terms of improving before you go to Las Vegas is for this team? What are you focused on right now? Number one is like, okay, we need to get better here.
I think, and maybe this is coaching talk, but I think it's just consistency, which isn't surprising with a team with the age we have, but it's being consistent and not having the 3-4 minute maybe scoring drought or maybe mental lapses defensively when we sub, and staying consistent. And when we've done that, we've been really good this year. I mean, you look at our big wins, the TCU, the Gonzaga at St. Mary's, we were really consistent for, large portions of the game. You look at maybe a couple of the games we've lost that weren't great, SUU or Pepperdine, and there was a lack of consistency. And so I think if we can do that and be sharp in those things, and again, I know that's coaching speak, but that's really what it is. When you watch film, it's so obvious the differences in those games. And actually, when I leave, we're going to watch film and show some of those examples. So
just tell Juddy to take his lucky socks. Okay? Don't let him forget those.
Hopefully he's got a pair. He was, after Pepperdine, he was pretty frustrated because he said he'd never lost in the suit he wore and he'd never lost in the tie he wore. So I'm concerned for the health of that suit and tie. They may be gone. They may be gone.
Do you have something like a lucky something you take with you, or even talking about does that?
No, I don't have anything lucky. So I get razzed for it, understandably so. So when we're on a winning streak, I don't cut my hair. And so when we went on our 11-game winning streak, I needed a haircut for quite some time, and I ended up with, as my dear friend Ray Stewart calls, my elder Bednar haircut. and so I had that going for a while, but the second we lost, we got back, I got my haircut right away because I looked ridiculous. But that, for me, I don't know why. It's always been something I've done.
Well, so basically what we're saying here is we want you to have really long hair by the time the season's over.
If when the season's over, I look semi-ridiculous with a side part, yeah, we will have done really well.
Rocker Dan. I want
That's what I'm
Rocker
saying.
Dan.
We will have done very well.
Like, sacrifice the hair for a long win streak.
I'll do whatever I have to. If we can get the W, I'll do it.
Women's basketball associate head coach Dan Nielson with us in Studio B. Sara Hampton is a 6'7" force when she decides to be. And I think that's where you're trying to get her to, is that mental aspect of you can dominate a game. You can change a game. Where is she mentally at this point in the season, coming off her injury and getting back into the flow of things?
I couldn't be more excited about Sara right now. I think we saw it a little bit at Pacific. We've seen flashes of it, but what you said is right. And we're very honest. I work with the bigs and saying it's got to be more consistent in that level of energy and effort. And Pacific, she set the tone, I really thought. McDavid had been player of the week 2 weeks in a row, and she took her out of it right away. And practice on Monday and even into last week, she really has upped her level. Her energy level, blocking shots, rebounding, looking to score the ball more, which is something we've really been working on. And I'm really excited where Sarah's at right now.
There are a lot of really good stories on this team. Caitlin Aldridge is another really good story. Obviously, BYU softball superstar. And she's really paid huge dividends for you guys on the team.
Oh, she's just nails. She's as tough as could be. She's like the utility infielder for a baseball team, or plays all 9 positions. That's who she is for us. And the best thing is she doesn't care. If you tell her to go out there and don't shoot the ball and just screen and run somebody over, okay, coach, I'll do it. And that's how she's been from day one. She's been nothing but an absolute positive for our team. We're lucky to have her.
She got a hit in the face against Pacific, comes right back.
Yeah, she had to tell the doctors to get off her when she hit her chin, the game before against St. Mary's, and she's like, get off me, I'm going back out there. So
I love it. I love it. You're right. She brings swagger to
absolutely.
the floor. She fears nothing. All right, Dan, before you go, let's give you a double dose of BYU Sports Nation karma.
Take it.
Okay?
Take it.
Go and take care of Portland, and then see what happens at Gonzaga.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's like they say, everybody, it's going to happen eventually. And why not this year? That's what I say. Why not now?
Yeah, why not
Why
now?
not?
Why not? We'd also like you to sign our flag, if you don't
to.
mind. Our Sailor Kook flag. And give us your best Juddy impersonation right now.
Oh, gosh. It's what it is. It's what it is, Dan. It's what it is. He always says that. He finishes it. When he finishes his thoughts, he always says, that's what it is.
It's what it is.
It's what it is. It's what it is, guys. But
Juddy's great.
Oh, the Judd's so quotable. That's the thing, is he always has an analogy for some part of life that you can take and apply elsewhere. And heck, you could go use it in a Sunday school lesson. So,
It's what it is.
So,
Thanks, Dan.
Appreciate it, guys.
Okay, let's give us your signature. Take that karma and go win.